My speech today is to persuade you that the foster care system needs improvement. Now, today. Not tomorrow, but today. My husband and I have combined experiences of 18 years, plus my mother was a foster parent when I was growing up. You will learn that the problems in the foster care system homes are the same that you have in your homes. Young girls in the foster care system are having babies much earlier than the general population. The boys in foster care have no clue what it means to be a father. They've never known one. They have no idea. Hopefully, the experience they have in a foster program will teach them the responsibilities of being a dad. We need to stop moving these kids from home to home, from school to school. There's no continuity. The values change each time they move. Who's our right? Who's our wrong? They have no clue. Maltreatment or abuse allegations need to be distinguished from those concerning poor standards of care. In the foster care system, the foster care parents are given very little supervision. They are given CEUs or continuing educational units that we have to do, 40 of them, 40 hours each year. But they are not giving us parenting skills. What they are giving us is how to take down a child without hurting them or you. How to break out of a fight when they've got you by your hair or their arm around your neck choking you. Those are the type of things that foster parents are taught. They're not taught parenting skills. The problems, again, are the same in foster care as in a normal home. Do you have problems with your children, such as, I want you to be home by 10, and they walk in at 11? Are there consequences for that? Being a foster parent, the biological parents get involved, and the foster care system gets involved as to what type of consequences you may have. If you make out a chore list for children, sometimes they do it, sometimes they don't, if they respect you enough. But this is strictly up to the child. They do not get paid for their chore lists, and the chore lists have to be approved by the case manager that has that child on their books. Again, with the curfews, the state tells us when, according to their age, they have to be in. The state tells us that they can only do certain chores, but they get an allowance every week. This again is monitored by the state, and the amount is decided by the state. Would your children do chores without getting an allowance? Most parents will set up a dollar amount or whatever for each chore that is done to give incentive for getting chores done. You cannot do that in a foster home because chores, they do not have to do. They get their flat allowance no matter what. You as a parent can decide and make decisions for your child. I cannot as a foster parent. Everything has to be overseen by the biological parent and the case manager for that parent. Now we need to explain exactly what abuse and maltreatment is. Once a child makes an allegation, it could be that you disrespected them. That goes on your public record, and you are guilty until proven innocent. Say a child swore at you and you slapped them on the face. That is big time abuse. Again, you are guilty until proven innocent. You could have been a foster care parent for 20 years, but your license was then pulled. You would not have a license, and you would not get any more children. The standards of care are different from family to family and from person to person. You may have a type A personality that likes everything just so and clean, and that is what is expected. The child may come from a home where dishes were done maybe once a week. Grocery shopping was done once a month, if that. We learned how to set up consequences for our children by what we were taught and we saw when we were growing up. Has your child ever said, I don't like you, I'm moving out? This happens all the time with foster kids, only they don't really get moved out, they just go to another foster home. And then in order to get them into that foster home, the case manager is not going to say what has been going on, because then the new foster parent would not accept them. When a teenager has a child, whose responsibility is it? Is it the teenager's responsibility who hasn't even finished high school, who has had no training in how to be a parent, to accept parenting of a child when they're a child? We are paying for these children. We are paying because they don't have an idea how to be a parent. Some schools now offer, high schools offer parenting classes with the children so that the teen can finish their high school. But then what about their academic studies? Are they then learning those with the parenting skills or just the parenting skills? You now know the problems in the foster home are the same as the problems in most homes. Children do not like to do chores. Children do expect an allowance. Foster care children feel that the foster parents are making so much money, they should have a huge allowance. The next time you reprimand your child, make sure they know that it's not maltreatment and they don't call the police and you have allegations against you. Your child can make allegations or a complaint against you at any time through the police department. Let's take control, responsibility for our children back. Do you want to have the government involved in your parenting skills? Think about it. It could happen. Thank you for your time.